Hello, welcome. Today we will be talking about how to make a cat friendly to you. Alrighty. So, I'm so excited to make this video. I haven't made a YouTube video in a very long time, but let's get into it. In this video, we will be talking about how to make your cat friendly to you or to other humans. And then I also want to make some additional videos about how to make your cat friendly to other cats, friendly to pets who are not cats, how to determine whether or not you should put two animals in the same room, aka how likely are they to hurt each other, and also how to cat-proof an area. So those are all really important things. Let me know in the comments which one of those videos you want me to make first. This cat cries a lot because she wants me to pet her all the time. You're very demanding. Yes. Very demanding. She likes attention. So this is an F2 Savannah cat. I have worked with domestic cats, feral cats, barn cats, cats who I believe have just been outside fending for themselves all their life, who I found late in their life. And so I've worked with servals, Bengals, Cara cats. Cara cats are part Car column, part domestic. And she found something to play with. Something that will be part of our cat proofing video. I've got a little lock on this door on both the inside and the outside so that she cannot open the door if she ever learns how. I'm very confident that her mom would be opening a lot of the doors if I didn't have these locks. So her mom was in this room previously. But now she's a big girl. So now I'm her mom. Yeah. Okie dokie. So, as you're watching this video, let me know in the comments what boat you're in. Either A, you're thinking about getting a cat. Maybe it's your first cat, maybe it's a different one, maybe it's another one. B, you're definitely bringing a cat home soon. C, you already have a cat. So, or maybe you're just watching for fun, and that's fine. So if you are about to bring your cat home soon, I would recommend that you pick a room of your house, cat-proof it, which I can make a different video on, and then that one room that you and all of the people you want your cat to bond with will be in often are visiting that room very often, multiple times a day. So common choices because of the size and because of the frequency of visits naturally are bedrooms and bathrooms. A lot of people set their cat up in their open concept living, kitchen, dining area. This is a very large area and it usually contains a couch, which cats often hide under. In this room that you put your cat in, you can do this even if you've had a cat for years and you just feel like you want it to be friendlier. You can grab their food, water and litter, maybe a cat tree, and some toys, all of their belongings, put it in there. If you are struggling financially and you have multiple cats, but you really want this one cat to bond better with you, there are food bowls and almost everything you need at Dollar Tree. Now, for exotic cats, and really any cat, some of the toys at Dollar Tree are, in my opinion, unsafe. I can make another video on how to determine which cat toys are safe and unsafe. In my opinion, about 75% of the cat toys I see for sale in any given place don't look safe to me. So I have really high standards because I have had cats who have liked to swallow things. So I am extra picky. So you bring your cat into this room. Before you bring your cat in the room, set up all of their belongings, make sure the food and water is clean and full. The litter box, I would actually recommend to have it about 75% clean. That might sound really weird, but they're more likely to use the litter box if it smells like them and if it smells like a place that they have gone potty recently. Now, of course, sometimes you get a brand new cat and it's going to be a clean litter box, and that is totally fine. And you are so silly. Oh my gosh. She's jumping all over the place and just... So, I have observed, and I've talked to many other feline professionals who have observed this as well. Their cats oftentimes bond more to other animals or more to people. And I know what you're saying, but my friend has 2 cats and her cats love each other and they're so friendly. Yes, that can happen sometimes. But if you are struggling, it could be because your animal is finding most, if not all, of their need for socialization met from the other felines or dogs, etc. within your home. So getting this cat alone in a small cat-proofed room where they see their primary human who they're supposed to bond with often, or multiple humans can spend time in this room throughout the day, you will be their option for socialization. They do have a desire and a need and a craving for socialization. Some just have a natural desire for friendship more than others. That's a bit more genetic, but you want to maximize what you have. You want to maximize what you're working with. And we're all working with something slightly different here, and that's okay. So in this room, you're going to want to eliminate hiding places, because if your animal can just hide all the time, they don't even have to look at you. They don't have to get used to you. And you want them to get used to seeing you and to realize, oh my gosh, nothing bad happens when I see this massive, hairless, weird creature, okay? Like, we probably look like a big old sphinx with a little tuft of hair coming out of our heads. It's really important to realize that many animals, including cats, are afraid of humans because we to them may appear like a very large animal. And oftentimes an animal's instincts will tell them any animal who is big enough or strong enough to hurt me likely wants to eat me. Hands can kind of look like a mouth, right? So there also is a different possibility. What if the cat was abused? Then it would naturally be even more fearful of humans. Another thing that can make a cat fearful of humans is just people who did something that they thought the animal would like, but the animal didn't actually like that. It made the animal uncomfortable, scared, or even inflicted pain. And this is really common for cats who have been around very, very small children. Babies do not actually have the fine motor skills to be gentle. They don't have the ability. Their minds are too young to grasp the concept fully, and then they don't actually have as much control over their movements. So they see other people petting a cat gently, and even if this particular baby is a genius and they understand the concept of gentle, when they go and try to pet gently, instead of our hands who go like this, their hand might go because they just don't have that slow control that we do. You also can observe quite a lot of pinching when you see the way that infants interact with felines. And of course, we all know to be pinched by those little tiny baby fingernails is not comfortable. So if you have an infant, consider placing mittens or gloves. They're usually thumbless. They're just one big thing like this. And it can be difficult with the wrist tightness. They've got to be tight enough that they don't easily come off, but not so tight that they cut off the circulation. But petting the cat with mittens on is a huge help. Of course, then they are lacking the sensory sensation in their hand, but they could feel it on their arm. Another thing that you can do is you can gently take your small child's hand and you can move it very slowly and gently. Now, just because of an infant's desire for autonomy, oftentimes when you try to take their hand, they will pull away. That is a bit natural. But it doesn't hurt to try, especially when your baby's kind of sleepy and they're kind of happy and maybe even a little milk drunk. They've had a bottle, they've had mama smoke their formula, whatever. They're fed, they're sleepy, they're happy. It's okay to try it a few times. And if it was me, I would probably just try this like maximum of once per day because in my experience, trying something over and over and over again, both with a baby or with an animal, they can get kind of frustrated and worn out. Their brains are different than that of an adult human, so their attention span is lower. Okay, so reducing negative experiences. Anything the cat's trying to play soccer with me. She's like throwing her ball at my feet. Anything the cat might perceive as negative, we want to reduce all those things because those are the things that are really, really going to get in your way. And I don't want you guys to be doing one step forward, two steps back here. So if you are around an animal, I recommend you avoid fast movements. And I know what you're thinking. If you have young boys, there's not really any avoiding that. But, even reducing the amount of fast movements. So for example, if you think of cardio dancing, if you're watching a workout video and doing your cardio dance, if you're doing push-ups and crunches, if you're practicing boxing, if you're doing weightlifting, all of these things can be extremely frightening to animals. And it makes you look more like an apex predator. It makes you look more like a creature who is definitely fast enough and strong enough to eat them. And it can be very frightening. So in the wild, sometimes animals will display certain movements to intimidate another animal or to warn them. It could be like a mating dance. It could be some sort of a ritual. It could, sometimes, guys, our pets don't actually understand us as much as we like to think they do. Okay. But in the wild, sometimes these big displays are either for purposes of pursuing reproduction or for purposes of telling another animal, this is my territory, never come back here, otherwise I am going to hurt you. So we don't want to be sending them those sort of signals. And some cats can tolerate all of that just fine and they're not frightened by it at all. Other cats, it's terrifying for them. So for the time being, it's good to try to get your cat out of the room if you want to do those kind of things. Gymnastics, another big one. Cheerleading, throwing people up in the air. Let me know in the comments down below if you can think of some other things that you think humans regularly do that could be frightening to cats, because these are very, very specific to my life in particular. Okay, the next thing is speak softly, quietly, gently, smile, have an open body language. Okay, so shoulders back, palms up, whatever. You want to be sending out good vibes. I'm a religious person. I'm a Christian, so sometimes I even pray. I'm like, dear Lord, I'm about to spend some time with this cat. This is gonna seem so silly to some of you guys, but I'm like, please help me to just. This is so funny. I imagine myself as an essential oil diffuser, and I'm like just putting peace into the air, and everyone around me can just smell and feel the peace, and that's really how you want to be when you're working with animals who are frightened. Some animals can smell and hear way more than we can. So if you're somebody who likes to listen to music, watch TV, listen to podcasts, the radio, me too. But when you are close to your animal, turning the volume way down can be super duper helpful. Some people who have found that their animals are very frightened by certain noises have reported that leaving the radio on at like a very low volume. I love Moody Bible Radio. It's a good mix of humans talking and music, and it's generally about very positive stuff. But some people have found that leaving the TV on or the radio on or whatever can really help the animal. If you're going to do this, this can help desensitize your animal to human sounds. So finding some podcasters who maybe are the same gender as you or like speak a little bit similarly to you, or if you are a musician, finding music that's the same style can help. I recommend just starting out with this 1 hour per day. Leave the music on, leave the room, and then you can work your way up. I know some people who like leave it on the whole time, anytime they're gone or anytime they're at work. I think that is actually too much. It's overstimulating, and I think that can desensitize the animal to the point that when you're saying like, here kitty kitty, or you're calling their name, since they just are always hearing a bunch of words, it's not going to be unusual enough or interesting enough. It's not going to sound different enough, so they might just get in the habit of ignoring everything they hear. So when you have a cat who is seeking out the need for socialization from another animal, I've had it where I've had 2 cats. I had 2 cats really recently in this room, and now I only have 1. I had 3 and 2, and I have 1 in here. And so I found that this particular cat is so much friendlier and nicer. And the other cat who used to be in here, hold on guys, I have an alarm that's about to go off, so I want to silence it. Perfect, great. Okay, not so perfect and great, sorry about that. So both her and the cat who I moved to the other area, they are both so much friendlier. They come up for snuggles and pets way more often. And the unusual thing is the cat who used to be in here, her name is Amari. Sometimes I feel a need to talk really loud or over enunciate because her toy is so loud. So Amari really liked me and kind of liked my husband, but now Amari absolutely adores my husband. Literally the day we moved her to another area, because there were no other cats in there, she loved my husband so much. And that I really do believe comes from that, it's twofold. So 1, the new area is unfamiliar to her, but my husband is familiar to her. So bringing your cat to an unfamiliar area, still within your home, so it's still somewhat familiar, then they may gravitate towards you more, especially in those first 3 days or so as they're getting... Honey. Say hello, internet. So those first 3 days that you have them alone in that room are really, really crucial. They will likely feel lonely, and they may also feel bored if they don't have a tree and a lot of toys in there. So this time of whether you've just brought them home or whether this is kind of like a rebond and a retrain time, sort of an attempt to, if you will, because maybe you didn't get the results you wanted so far in terms of how friendly they are. It's really important to look at your schedule and see what you can eliminate. Is there anything you can cancel or reschedule? Anything you can say no to? There are times in my life where I go to workout classes all the time, and then there are times in my life when honestly I don't go to the gym for quite a while. And that's because for me, I am okay with temporarily rearranging my priorities. We cannot achieve all the results we want in every area of life every single day. You're gonna have to choose. Do you want fantastic muscles, or do you want a friendlier cat? Do you want the overtime money? Do you want the promotion? Do you want the time with your children? Get all the kiddos together. Spend time with the kitty together. There are some things that can be combined and some things that cannot. I do have a friend who puts her cat in a backpack and takes them to the grocery store and to doctor's appointments, and I think that is awesome. But I do not imagine that most places would actually allow that. She lives in another area where I see way more people bringing their animals everywhere. It's kind of like a cultural thing in her other state that she lives in. I would love to do that, but call ahead if you want to do that. New experiences can be very stressful on the animal. Like going out in public can be very stressful for an animal. My friend who does that, she trains them that way from the time they're kittens, and she has a whole program, and it's a huge thing. And just having realistic expectations on your animal, they do not understand the majority of what we say to them verbally. They do not know our language. Talking to your animal is wonderful because they will learn, they will pick up on some human language over time. And just giving them that attention, that eye contact, it does really, really help with the bond. But we can't expect them to enjoy everything all the time. So I'm trying to think for a moment. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. During this time of bonding and retraining, retaming, you really want them to feel safe and stable. So if they're already struggling, just keeping them in that one room for, I would say probably about 2 months would be a good time to reassess things. But from the time that they calm down and have become friendly and they're seeming to be much more relaxed and much more bonded with their humans, when you finally have achieved that, it's still not time to change things just yet. I would wait at least 2 more weeks once you feel you have achieved that before you consider bringing your animal out to the rest of the house or taking them out on an adventure of some sort. Be mindful of things that likely will set your progress back, such as vet visits, which can be very scary. When you have visitors over, maybe they want to meet your kitty, but if you know that's really going to stress your animal, ask yourself if it's worth it, and it might be a bit of an awkward or uncomfortable conversation because we don't like to tell our guests no if you're a people pleaser like me. But ultimately, it's your house, so you do have the ability to say that. And even if they don't understand, the term no is a complete sentence. That has not fully sunk into my mind or my heart. But when it does, I think that will become very powerful for me. So if someone's not understanding something, oh, well, that's just how I'm going to do it. Anyways, on to the next thing. Want to play some cards? You can just change the topic and move forward. So you want to play with your cat. I would say for the average cat, probably 2 play sessions, ranging a play session, if you're busy, it can be 60 seconds of you pulling a string around or just throwing a ball for them. But ideally, to create a really good bond, 2 play sessions that are at least 10 minutes a day. And then some cats, their problem is their energy level. They're so energetic. They're always wanting to move. Their instincts tell them they always need to be hunting something. And so getting that cat to lay calmly and purr in your lap and just want to be petted for hours while you sit on the couch or while you work from home or play video games, watch TV, whatever. Some cats are just not really, especially kittens go through an extremely energetic and playful phase. I say they go through a kind of a teenage phase. So when they're first born, they're just nursing. They've got their eyes closed. They just want to be with mom. And then they go through a phase where they really love to snuggle and get petted. They're still kind of sleepy. They still nurse a lot. And then once they start eating on their own, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't need anyone or anything, and I've got this all by myself. And they get super duper playful, but less affectionate. And then you've got to keep playing with them a lot and, offer them their favorite treats, their favorite food. Wet food is usually a big one. There's so much wrong with a lot of cat foods, even grain-free, even some of the healthiest ones. I see, whenever I go through ingredients lists, I see so many issues with cat food. So I've got to make some videos about that. But boiling plain chicken with no bones, boiling plain turkey with no bones, awesome stuff to feed your cats. And they will probably love it. If your cat is not drinking enough water, giving them some broth with no sodium, no seasonings, just boiled chicken, that leftover water, super yummy. Kitty, come here, hon. Come here, sweetheart. Kitty. Whatever. She's going on an adventure of her own. Oh my gosh, guys. Like, what are you getting into out there? Okay. So you don't want to feed your cat directly from your hand. I know this seems like the way to tame them because they're forced to come close to you, and it's so cute to feed an animal straight from your hand, but how do they know where the food ends and your hand begins? Especially if it's something like wet food or meat that's kind of juicy, so your whole finger is now covered in this meat juice. You could so easily get bit, and your cat would not be doing it on purpose either. And then the reaction people have when they get bit can be pretty big, and then it just makes the animal scared of you all over again. So get a couple of small food bowls and kind of make a trail that leads up to you with a little bit on the first food bowl that's furthest away, and then a medium amount on the second food bowl, and then a big amount of food right next to you. Hold perfectly still, sit or lay on the floor. Don't make any sound, just be chill. Making yourself appear smaller is very helpful because the bigger you are, the scarier you are. So if you lay down on the floor with your belly up, this is an act of submission. This means I'm not afraid of you. I don't think you're going to hurt me. And purposely making yourself small, I'm not trying to intimidate you at all. I'm not trying to frighten you. Generally, predators will make themselves look bigger when they have the intention of hurting someone. So just the act of standing up, your cat can receive the message, okay, they're standing up, they're trying to look big, they want to hurt me. Which of course is not the case, but that might be how your cat thinks. So 2 play sessions. For specialty breeds and exotic breeds, I think those play sessions should be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. For your typical domestic cat, maybe 10 minutes might be okay, but more time with your animal is usually better than less. Here's what you don't want to do. You do not want to be with your animal 24/7. Let's say you work from home in your bedroom, and then after work, you like to watch Netflix and do a workout in your bedroom, and then you sleep in your bedroom. So your whole life is in your bedroom, or let's say you have a very small studio apartment. If your cat seems at all stressed around you, they do need a break from you. But that break is best if it's not in a hiding spot, but just in an open room where you could come in at any time, but you're just not there all the time. Kitty. Come here. She does not want to come here right now. Having too much fun out there. So let me know in the comments down below what your suggestions are for making a cat friendlier. Those are my tips for you. I wouldn't be surprised if I have a part 2 of this video, or if I eventually may delete this and write a script and re-record it in a bit of a nicer, more faster, straightforward format. Kitty. Come here. So thank you so much for those of you who have watched until the end. If you want to check out my shorts, I feel like my shorts are such higher quality videos than my long ones, and you can see a bunch of cute videos of my kitties. I also wanted to mention, if you saw me kind of looking behind the camera or like a little bit this way, it's because my mirror is over here. And another note, I am going to wash my hair today. So I know my hair looks like it needs to be washed, and I will indeed wash it. But yeah, as I just brushed my hair and got ready for the day, I thought I would share that information because I know it can help somebody. Disclaimer, none of this is veterinary advice, medical advice, official advice. If you want some one-on-one cat coaching, I am a certified coach, and so I can help you face the issues that you are struggling with your cat based on their exact breed and their specific behavior, as well as your whole family's lifestyle. So we can find something that works for you. If you want to do that, then in some of my videos, I have my social media where you can reach out to me. I will admit I haven't checked my Instagram messages in forever. I feel like Facebook messages are the best way to get a hold of me. It will go to my requests, but I do check those. So on Facebook, my name is Heather Garvelink Yonker, Garvelink space Yonker. My maiden name and my last name is on there, so all my old friends can find me. I love you guys so much. I'm so thankful for you, for your likes, your views, your comments. And find me on social media, send me photos of your cats. I always love seeing cute cats. And I hope that you and your feline become forever friends and develop a really close bond. I love you, bye.